All right.
Okay, you guys, we're recording. This is our last director call just for this group in Raising Wickless, because you guys know that we all shifted back over with Jen and all her directors and star directors and Patty and Andrea. So we have been able to do like 3 of these calls, I think. And Jen is going to be having her calls the first Monday of every month at 8:30. She is having one after this. If you want to hop on, you're totally welcome to. Thank you guys for showing up. And we had noticed kind of like just not even numbers, you guys. I mean, to be 100 with you all, the way you're feeling and the way our teams feel and the way we feel, it does reflect in our numbers, right? Like, if I'm feeling friggin' awesome and I'm like on top of the world, like, I'm pretty sure that I'm not going to have like 0 PRV and like, you know what I mean? Just be like a slug. It is common this time of year for everybody to kind of be like, meh. Even if you don't feel like a slug, it's just a weird time of year. And, you know, we have to give ourselves grace because we are in a pandemic. We really are. Right. And we don't even, I feel like we're so used to this now that like we don't even count it in anymore. We're just like, oh, yeah, pandemic last year. But like, this is how we're living. And even if you don't think it does, it takes a mental toll. I mean, you see these frontline workers that they're losing their mind right in front of you. But I am more like behind the scenes, like my day-to-day things start to unravel. And so a lot of people probably feel like that, right? And because we come off such an amazing season of like awesome sales in the fall, and then we come to like a plane crash to the ground in December, January, right? We're like December, January. To be honest, actually, my numbers went up in January, but there is a difference, and there's a noticeable difference. And so if we can feel it and see it, we may subconsciously be like throwing out that vibe. Not that like we're being negative or we're not working our business, but right now as leaders, it's hard because you may even just have to turn it up when you don't even want to, because they are down. And as a leader, you have to give even more arrows out. Like, you have to give more than you take. And it's hard. It's hard when sometimes you're like, I don't even know where my head is at and my personal business is at. And it's true, your business comes first. So we have been looking at the numbers, obviously, and we don't want anybody scraping to get paid at title. We don't want you guys feeling like this is the end of your business, because it's not. It is not. And I felt like that. Kristen felt like that when I was talking to her. And I was like, did you pull your numbers from the year before? Because I was ready to like, you know, jump off the ledge when I looked at my November to my December. I was like, oh my gosh. But then I looked one whole year before, and you guys, it was an incredible growth.
Yeah.
And I'm feeling like a dump over here. I'm like, oh my gosh. But it was so good to see that, because it was just what I needed. So that's why we asked you guys to do that. Did everybody pull your numbers? Yeah. Does anybody want to share what your number, like, were you any growth? Did you guys see growth? Did you feel like crap and then pull your numbers and be like, okay, right, I did good? No?
I'll
for me.
talk real quick.
Go ahead.
Oh, wait, who's that? Who's that?
It's just me. Go.
You said it's not just you, it's you. Going off of what Colleen said, she literally did. She called me, and I was like, Colleen, this sucks. What in the world? But I looked, and literally my GWV had doubled from last year. And, I mean, our group size doubled from last year. And, like, I was, you know, obviously being super hard on myself, per usual, and had to get myself into check. And, you know, like, I think that we, as humans, are the hardest people on ourselves. And we don't give ourselves enough grace. But you know, at the end of the day, we also have to realize, like Colleen was saying, I mean, there's a vibe that you bring when you're super like not into it and feeling some kind of way, even if you're still posting, even if you're still doing stuff, like you do bring that kind of vibe. So, okay, somebody else talk about their numbers though.
So my numbers, my team size and my group size actually doubled as well. I looked back, and then I just glanced at my GWV and it tripled. So what? Yeah, I was at like 30 and I've been over 100. So, you know, even though my PRV has been the same, you know, my active frontline has been the same, obviously with like a little shift of who those active frontline are. You know, it is nice to see, like, I feel like, no, I've had a team of like 100 for years. And I'm like, no, this time last year I had 45. So it's nice to see the difference.
It is.
Mm-hmm. And that's why it's so important to track your numbers too, guys. You can look back at those reports like over and over the years and kind of see where you've been too on the paper.
Yeah. Does anybody need the tracking numbers? Does anybody not have them and need them? Because it does not add an extra step in your day, you guys. It's like what starts my day. Like that's the very first thing I do. So I like come down with my eyes half open, track those numbers, and I can visually see where I'm going that month. And like we were talking about when we first got on, I started January, I was like, boom, 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 boom. And then there was like a huge empty space. And then there was like, boop, 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 like every other. And sometimes you just, I don't know. I really don't know what to say. I have no excuses for it, but it gets you into a good habit. And, you know, I do see a difference tracking. So if anybody needs it, let us know. Who else? Janelle. I saw you raise your hand.
Children, I'm muting here. So last year I was new, so I literally had like a team of 12. So obviously now I'm like a 76 of us. And that's after losing, like yesterday I was at like 101, and that's after like the cancellations or people who never showed up. So
Absolutely. But I already looked, I'm like your PRV and your recruiting has been like exactly the same. It's always like insane. But I mean, at least you see growth because I know you personally, and I know that you get hard on yourself with numbers and whatnot. But like, I mean, as long as you're not going from 72 last year to 12 this year, you know, like you're clearly trending in a good place.
Yep.
Anybody else?
My group size has tripled, and my GWV has almost tripled as well. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's hard to like break down the team because I just have the team, you know, same TWV, GWV numbers last year, and then this year it's different because it's the whole other director. So I haven't like dug deep into that, but
awesome. That's great news. Yep. Anybody else want to share? If not, you do not have to. It's totally okay. Do not feel obligated by any means. Okay, so what we did want to talk about as well as just the numbers. Name 2 things that are going well in your team right now. And I'll call you guys as I see you just so we can, because we still have another part of this. Janelle. I see you first. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you.
Name 2 things what?
Going well in your team right now.
Not me. No.
Now your PRV is already over 1,000. I saw it earlier. That's one thing I did see at work today. So there's that.
She doesn't care.
I've been like distant too. Like I had to call with Colleen. I've just like been in like that slump where I just haven't been doing what I need to do for everybody else.
That's okay. We're going to come out of it right now. But what are 2 things going well for your team? It doesn't have to be right now, this second. Like it could have been last month.
We're growing.
Huh?
We're growing.
Exactly. You're growing. What else? One more.
I cannot think of anything else.
Really?
Yes.
Yes.
Is there anyone on your team that's just like totally stands out from the rest that has done something like really good recently? No.
Everything is like, it's just pretty like steady.
Well, then you're consistent.
Yeah. There you go. I'm like, I can't think of it right now.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's great. Janelle and I have spoken, but you have lots of good things going on in your business, and you're awesome. So, Ashley Cora.
Okay, so I'm going to be real honest with you guys.
I didn't have any growth year over year, and I'm okay with that because I'm owning where I was at. I was in a really bad place for a really long time, and we're leaving that behind. But what's going well is we are rebuilding our team culture the way that it should be. And I have a consultant. This month will be her 5th year with Cincy, and she will be a director this spring.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
And you're here. I mean,
yeah, I didn't give up.
You've never given up, Ashley. You've never given up. You haven't. You are like old Yeller.
I've had every excuse to give up, like every excuse, but I didn't. And you're talking to somebody that, okay, when I joined Cincy, I didn't want to be a leader. I didn't care about a paycheck. Okay. It was all emotional outlet for me. And I promoted really quickly. I think I was director in 8 months. In 16 months, I was a star director. And guys, all that, I get paid a title as a director. And I have my first director left Cincy to sell expensive Maybelline. And my other director is a superstar consultant that isn't really active with her team. And I've had people come and go. I was stuck and in my feelings for a really long time. So I resented Cincy instead of turning to Cincy. I felt like everything I preached about relationships and all this stuff was a lie when I was just telling myself a lie, because in that moment it made me feel better. I was looking for a way out. You understand does that make sense? But because I decided to squash that and keep going, I know that it's going to be so much sweeter. What's coming is going to be so much sweeter than what happened in November of 2016 whenever I promoted to star director. So moving on.
And Ashley, I want to say one thing. Just take a look around now to see who's supporting you, and it will be that much sweeter because it's a completely different situation.
Agreed.
Okay. Remember that. Hi.
Hi, Hector. Hello, sweet cheeks. Oh my gosh. Hi.
What's going on?
I miss you guys.
We miss you. It is cold.
Ashley, the fact that you are here, you never give up. I mean, that is such a telltale sign, like just for your team, to see that, like, relentlessness. That's my word for the year, so I'm using it all the time. But you, like you said, like what you have gone through in this business, and you've been here for so long, everything that you've walked through is only going to get you to like a much better, more secure place. And you've been through all the ups and the downs. You've learned from them. You can help everybody. I mean, you help us in so many ways. I'm like, with your wisdom. But you do.
You talk us down a lot. Like,
you really do, Ashley. And it's just so good. Like it really truly makes my heart happy to see you like just right next to
Flourishing.
us. Yes. Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
So
yes,
resilient.
Yes.
Aw,
Yes.
So resilient.
Because everybody goes, you know, has their things, and like you give people space, and you don't know what goes on in people's personal lives or what, you know, struggles people go through in their business or just so many things, you know. But to see you show up like time after time after time after time, like, you know that when that happens, you can't fail. Like you cannot fail. Right? You know that. And you're showing up, and, you know, do whatever, if you have to take breaks and, you know, figure things out in life.
Reset.
Yes, but you've never quit.
And I ain't gonna.
Exactly.
Well,
And I
and
ain't
you're
gonna.
like, do everything that you, oh, is that Hector?
Yeah.
Yes, it is. What's up, girl?
Hector! Too, like everything that you went through is something that anybody else in this business can go through. And because you went through it and came out the other side, like she said the word wisdom. To me, whenever you go through something like that, you just gain wisdom in that area. And the reason you went through all that is because, you know, eventually somebody else might be going through the same thing, and you're going to be able to talk to them about that and talk them through that.
Right.
So it sucks, but you're here for a reason, and you're not going anywhere for a reason, because you have a whole lot of people to lead.
Right.
And this is like, I mean, you're just like renewing everything and building again. And it's, I mean, to me, that's beautiful. Like building something else and rebuilding is the most beautiful thing that you can possibly do, because you realize where you were, like you said, and you were like, let's do this. And we're not going to let you go anywhere. Like you're not gonna go. It's not happening.
No, it's not. You don't have to worry about that.
Find you.
No, yeah. I'll come and get you. You are a very important, valuable part of this, all of this, even in my personal journey. So we are glad.
Love you.
Love you. Courtney.
Two things that are going well right now. I have to say I have a lot of lead consultants coming up out of the woodwork, which is really nice. And I feel like those are the people that we really need to focus on, because they're starting to get hungry for more. So they're really like, they're questioning a lot, which is great. But sometimes you're like, like it's like they're hungry for information. But it's like all of a sudden I feel like they just have this big talk, and they were like, let's just like ask Courtney all the same.
Message her right
yeah
now.
Like, and I'm like, what is going on? But it's great, because it just goes to show me that people are like transitioning and maybe seeing, you know, when you're a lead consultant above, like you're getting PRV on your own from, you know, Consultant Finder and all that. So there's like a hunger right now. Which is really good for me, because it makes me want to step up my game, because I need to get out of my little rut that I'm in right now and stop feeling sorry for myself. And it's just kind of, they're pushing me without maybe knowing that they're pushing me, you know? So that hunger is going to cause another drive of, I know that we're just going to like double again. We have to.
One more.
Yeah. Oh, I was like, oh, that was like a piggyback one. I was like hunger, and then I was going to double, but it's fine. Because I feel like they're like, yeah, it's fine, Colleen.
Oh, I was like piggybacking that one.
Whatever.
Oh no, Colleen, that was two. All right, bye.
You got a twofer.
Okay, fine. Okay, Amy.
You know, so I'm new, so my numbers obviously grew a lot because I was 0 last year. So just with my team, trying to get them hungry and learning how to lead them, and they want it, and there's a certain amount of people that want it. So like, just like you guys said, like seeing their, like Courtney said, seeing their hunger for it makes you want to learn more and show up for them. They want it.
1000%.
Learning as we go.
And what was the last part? What did you say, Amy, at the end?
I don't know.
I don't know. Did I say something? I thought you said obviously like your team growing, and then
Yeah.
I don't know, you would just like giving
And that makes me want it for them.
yeah. Oh
Which I-
yes,
which I-
absolutely.
Yeah.
Guys, this is good. I see like a theme going here. Great job. I'm happy for you. I'm very excited for you. Pam.
Yes.
You
I'm over here
rang.
hiding.
No, I see you.
Two things going good for our team. I don't know. I'm flailing with my team right now because nobody wants to work. I mean, I was talking to Kristen last week, and I think I had in January we had 12 active out of 60. So not good. But we do have a new teammate. We do. I didn't. Helen, my bomb leader that's under me, got a new consultant yesterday. It was yesterday.
Awesome.
Today. I have to look and see.
That's great.
So that's
And it
one.
sounds like you have a good leader on your team.
Oh, I have one good leader, and I have one that was, and she kind of stepped down, but now she's back in the game, I think. So
Oh, then there you go.
and I'm working on with a couple of the other ones that need to be better.
Hey, that's great news. Those are two really good things then. You
Yeah.
focus on that. I mean, unfortunately, we'd
But
love
I have
for.
to recruit. That's my.
Oh,
my
definitely. All of us. I for sure need to step up. I'll
Mhm.
tell you right now, that's where I'm lacking. But yeah, thank you for sharing. Those are two really good things. Michelle.
Hello. Two good things for my team right now is way back when I tried coaching calls and it really didn't work out very well. Like it didn't feel authentically me. I was using like a set piece of paper from another leader and it just wasn't really my style.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't really like it, so it kind of fell off. But then last month in January, I did a bunch of coaching calls, and actually, probably 90% of my front line jumped on board. They wanted to do it, which I thought was a huge
That's a huge
plus.
win. Yeah,
because they were kind of quiet in December. So January, when they all were like, yeah, I want to do a coaching call. Yeah, I want to do a coaching call. I took that as a good sign.
Mhm.
So I thought there's definitely, like Courtney had said, there's definitely a hunger there that I've noticed with the coaching calls. And then another good thing with my team, someone on my team was very close to like quitting. She like emailed home office and she was like, I want to stop being a consultant. And then I talked to her and her recruit talked to her, her sponsor talked to her, and she kind of changed her mind. And in January, she had the highest PRV on my team. So it was like a 180 she did. It was amazing. So that was pretty good.
That's awesome. That's really good, Michelle. Coaching calls, it's so exciting when you have team that want to do it.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, because that's right. We all know.
And I gotta say one thing about like Michelle, like when she, the response wasn't there with the coaching calls, but you figured out a way to just do it. And you even said, like when you and I talked, like it may not be perfect, it may not be pretty, but you still showed up and did it. And I think they saw that it doesn't have to be a perfect conversation. And that's, they saw you being real and authentic with that. And they were like, all right, I'm just going to give it another try. And like, kudos to you for still trying. Because it's definitely showing.
1000%. I mean, yes, to coaching calls specifically, but like in any area of your business, income producing activities, like I associate everything income producing with a system. And if if I'm not seeing results in that income producing activity, then I know my system is broken and I have to think of a different system. And I'm not talking like something that like I learned from some, leader in Sensi or something, like just whatever I do, consistently is a system. And so I would do forms and the whole bit, just like you're saying, and like these things that would were supposed to be like foolproof, and it felt so not authentic to Colleen, and I didn't want to do it. And because it didn't feel natural, it was like pulling teeth, and I don't want anything to feel like a chore. It was like a chore. And now everything that I do is so simple that just do what works for you. And I'm so glad you said that you didn't stop doing them. You just did it, whatever way works for you. And that's so good to not just completely get rid of it. Just figure out what works for you. And it could be the most silliest thing. But I'm so glad that you said that. So good job.
Thanks.
Barbara? Where did she go? Where are you? Oh, you like moved over. You were here.
I keep getting logged off. And I have to keep signing
somebody
in.
must have like went off because you like switched a place. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
Honestly, when we split up like teams, so I had all of Amy's girls in my group as well, and we completely cut it out. Amy took her girls and her team, and so we went from like a group size of like 70 something down to my own team, which is about like 45. And the interaction, everyone just like stopped. So I've challenged them with some things. I'm very active in there, and they're just now, like this month, a lot, like really want it. Like they're coming back around. Like they're like, okay, it's just Barbara. I guess we're gonna just see her face. So they're hungry. I guess that's the word of the night. And I can tell that there's a few of them that really, really want it. There's a few that are there and could have it. It's just trying to work with them. I try. Can't make someone want it,
Nope. 100%.
So that's, I want to say like the interaction alone on my team page has been amazing, because it was bad. But I just kept showing up every single day and didn't let them know that it bothered me. So now that's 100%, like they're posting on their own, they're commenting on everything now, which before they weren't doing after the split. And then just growth, like them seeing, like I did a poll like you had suggested. I did like a little bit differently, but they all commented, that they do want more and they're hungry, and so
that's awesome.
Yeah,
so good. You're super consistent too. I love that about you. You little gritty thing. You little gritty thing, you. Awesome. Such good stuff. Sarah.
I think she typed she's super sick and she can't talk.
Yeah,
she doesn't have much of a voice right now.
I'm sorry. Okay.
That's okay. But she's
Sarah,
still here. Yeah.
You just listen, okay? And you feel better, girl. Jill. I know you can hear me. There you go.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. So I kind of popped in and out. So we just like going around what we're doing this month.
Two good things happening on your team right now.
So I think, I don't know, like I'm really new at the whole director thing, and I have a really small team, which I'm sure that you recognize. So for me, it's really been about just kind of building like a community kind of location, like with our little group that we're in now. Just I think like my team is like 20 people, but I have probably 5 that just like kind of got the kit and walked off to, you know what I mean? So
kidnappers.
Yes, exactly. And so really I have probably a group of like 10 that are consistently active in building their business month after month. And it's not huge growth. It's not thousands of dollars in PRV on their own or anything like that. And even though like I kind of started my business that way, 7 months ago, even I have found that like, with, I guess, this past month in December wasn't as good as it had been. but they continuously grow. And I just kind of try to highlight that that's the positive.
Totally.
I've been taking this opportunity to kind of build my like team page, because it's like all the stuff that they need in the very beginning, and so all of us are so new together that we're kind of growing together. And so it's helping me build up that team page. And I was talking to Janelle about some of the things that I do with like all the constant questions and the repetitiveness of things. And I feel like my teammates, I don't get a lot of that. And when I do, it's easy for me to like refer them back to things like, okay, check out the topics, because I use topics in like my Facebook group. And they know that like I'm always present, and I do. So the majority of my team members also work full time and have kids. My daughter's grown, so I don't really have like that struggle, but I work full time, and I'm pretty busy. So I think it's good that we're relatable. I totally get like the variety factor too. Like when you have people from different like walks of life and stuff, that helps. But with my small group, I think that that's been helpful. And I've been trying to do more like, spotlighting on them as individuals and not focusing totally on, hey, who's selling the most and, what sell. It's more like, hey, we're a team, we're working for like together, we're encouraging you. So then,
you focus,
hopefully,
and I can speak because I'm on her team page, but you focus more on like the actual act and the behavior than the outcome. Which I notice a lot that you do. Like you'll recognize everybody for anything and for everything, which is good because you don't want to be so like if you encourage people to, and celebrate the good behaviors that you want repeated instead of just the outcome, people will be more willing, you know what I mean, to do more of that behavior. And you are very good on your team page.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I think one of my struggles for sure, and I've tried to start transitioning, is like the recruiting part of it. I personally struggle with recruiting. I think that I do a good job at sponsoring, like helping people along and getting them where they need to be and figuring out if this is what they want to do, because I don't want to spend a lot of time with somebody that, truly doesn't want to do it either. Like I like to say that like I'd prefer to have 50 people shooting for active every month than 2 people that are going like for like the 2,000 PRV a month or whatever. It just is more attainable for me to work with those people that are just going to show up every month and continuously grow a little bit at a time. And because then that to me says that they're like building their own personal network with customers, so that's good. But recruiting is like really hard, and I think that they're all kind of very shy on that end. I do have a few girls that have started to recruit, and like I reach down, like we're kind of like, we call ourselves like a sisterhood. So like everybody's okay with that. Nobody's like, butthurt if I speak to, the person that they recruited or whatever. And I do a lot of like one-on-one more so. And I know, like, I don't know, I don't really call it coaching because I feel like I'm like always there and always present because I have such a small group, but I do like one-on-one, like I touch base. And especially with my leaders, like I only have a few lead consultants, and like I will kind of let them know like, hey, so-and-so has, made their shooting star or whatever it may be. And do you want to reach out? Do you want to do a shout out for them? Do you want to send them this information? That kind of stuff.
Well, you are growing, you're growing, and you're doing everything the right way. So when you say like, you have a small team or, I mean, you are right where you're supposed to be 1000%. And, you're doing all the right things. And as you grow, you're going to find what's duplicatable and measurable and scalable and, what you can do for, 20, you may not be able to do with, when you keep getting up there. And you're going to find that your team is always going to be a mix of like, I mean, the more you build, which in recruiting, girl, it only just comes with time. Like you're going to get more and more comfortable with it over time. And it's just something that takes time as well. So just keep talking about it and hammering at it and just giving them good tips and helping them feel, as comfortable as you can. But it's honestly one of those things where like You just kind of have to get comfortable getting uncomfortable. But you are, you know, by all means doing the right things. And what the hell was I just gonna say? I totally forgot what I was just gonna say. But anyway, you're doing the right things. You're always gonna have a mix of rock stars and hobbyists, and that's the struggle with leadership, is trying to find a happy middle ground where you are pretty much speaking to everybody and helping, you know, everybody feel a part of the community. Because once, I mean, when your numbers get up there, it is hard to try to, you know, that's why we did the team split, because it was just like absolute crazy town. And I'm going to go on to the next one, but my two things right now are that I am, because we did the split, am seeing so many of my team members come up, all the up and comings that were probably there, but I was so hyper focused on working with everyone that I was missing my front line coming up. And it is definitely something like when the fog cleared, I am building brand new leaders. And, you know, obviously I would hope that I am still very involved with my directors. But I am really digging my heels into my up and coming leaders. And that split was very helpful. It's what I hoped it would do. It did. And I hope that it, you know, does that for you guys as well. It was kind of like a rocky thing to do for all of us, but I think the rough waters are just honestly going to get us to like smooth sailing. It's going to be weird at first, but I think that it was definitely a good decision for everyone. And then the other thing is my coaching calls are great. And to be completely honest, I go through this weird thing with coaching calls. Like people either want to sign up or they don't, or I'll have people sign up and they don't show up. And I'm like, girl, like it happens all the time, like all the time. So it doesn't even bother me anymore. Right. But the coaching calls that I have had the past 2 months have been really good. Like very, very, very good. They're good for me and they're good for the other person. I mean, I hope I'm speaking for them. I'm like, Janelle. But I feel like those are going well. So, Courtney and Ashley, can I see you really quick because it's 8:15. Do we have that exercise about the 3 things? Unmute yourself, will you? I'm like, I can't hear you when the mute's on.
Well, that's probably your answer that you're looking for right there.
Well then. So
I don't know. I think it's gonna take a little bit longer. Are we maybe?
Yeah. So what
later
if we do? So we have an exercise for you guys, okay? And it's so good. It's so awesome, and it's a feel good exercise, okay?
And this might be good because then maybe more people can participate.
Yeah. So we could actually post it. We could actually have everybody comment below what they feel like their internal struggles are, and then everybody could counteract. You know what I'm saying? Right there where you can see it.
Yeah. I think it's a better idea.
Michelle's like, yep, we're gonna do that. Michelle's nodding her head. She doesn't even know what. Okay, we're gonna do that because I don't want to keep you guys long. If you guys want to hop on Jen's call, you can do that too. But we have a feel good exercise that I want, and I'm gonna keep it on our Raising Wickless page for you guys, because we love you guys and we want you to feel good and we want you to know that like this is just, you're gonna next October, you're going to know, okay, December and January coming, like it's fine. You know, like you still have to work, but that's when you as a, like you have to have your own business and head right, because you as a leader have to turn it up, even though it's hard, because if you're feeling like this, your team is, and being a leader is hard and it's arrows out and it's giving more than you take. And sometimes you just feel like you can't, right? So that's why I always talk about it ahead of time, like get ready, it's coming. And not that I'm so concerned with like the numbers, but it's like your mental space more so what I'm concerned about, right? Like don't have any kind of discouragement in your bones, you guys. It's so normal. But it's the time to just dig deep. Again, give yourself grace. We are going through a pandemic, okay? But that's when you should like sign up for a coaching call and like just talk to somebody and vent to somebody that's going to talk you up, meaning somebody like Ashley won't even let you start to get negative because like you want to just, you know, bitch and complain. And she's like, well, what you could do, as I'm like, I don't want to do that. I want to complain. But you need somebody like that. Honestly, you guys, don't go to somebody that's going to feed into your negativity. Okay. And that's why coaching calls are so good, because somebody sees you for your worth and your value and is going to help you be the best version of you. Okay. And if somebody you were signing up for a coaching call with didn't do that, then you need to get yourself a new coach. Okay.
I'm just laughing so hard, like inside right now, thinking of like the conversations with Ashley when we're like, but I'm really just gonna like beat them up. And she's like, you just need to love them. And I was like, I don't need to love them.
Love them where they are.
No, I'm not gonna love them anymore. I'm
Well, I mean, there are other things that I probably could say and would say, but I'm trying to talk you off a ledge.
No, but that's good.
It's
you need
appreciated.
people. You need people like that. You can have a friend to like vent with by all means, but make sure that person is not your downline and make sure that person is not just a teamie. Like make sure that is your friend that you can be real with and just say it, and then not somebody that feeds into your negativity, because that's just going to make you feel worse. Honestly, honestly,
they let you vent it out. They give you a solution, and then you move on.
Yeah, truly. So we're going to do this exercise. Okay. You know that I'll post it, and I want you guys to participate, because what I'm going to have you post are the 3 things that you feel like are holding you back internally. Okay. Think about that. And if you haven't, you have extra time to think about it, Janelle. So whatever 3 things you feel like are holding you back, okay, you're going to.
Don't say like,
yeah,
I'm busy.
Yeah.
Like, no, like dig deep. Like
dig deep. Yeah.
Dig deep.
Like, I don't have confidence, like things like that, not circumstances or situations, internal things. Okay. And we're going to work. We're not going to leave you hanging with these negative loose ends. We're like, yeah, you stink. You're the worst. We're going to resolve that. Okay. Excuse me. So you guys enjoy your Tuesday night, get some sleep, do whatever you got to do. We love you guys. Thank you for being on this call. Next month, we will be combining. And you have time to get on Jen's if you want now, but
can everyone bring your Girl Scout cookies next time?
Yeah.
Apparently that was the theme tonight.
Yeah. Hunger. We were hungry for work.
We were hungry and we needed cookies.
That's what this is all about.
God.
All right, you guys.
All right, guys. Good night.
Talk to you later.